All right, let me know we got down. All right, we should have down now. Let me turn on my thing. Let me turn on my thing. We got down. Testing. 1, 2, 3. All right, we got down. Yep, there we go. All right, cool. My bad. All right. Okay, let me start over. Luckily, I didn't get too far into it before you all let me know that did not have down. But we got that fixed. Cool. But welcome back to Bears Yard. This your boy Vipe. Unfortunately, we have reached the final week of the regular season here in the NFL, although it is not the Bears' final week because we are going to the postseason. Something that we can't say too often around these parts here, but the Chicago Bears are in the playoffs this time around. But it is week 18, the last week of the regular season. We have the Detroit Lions coming to town, and Ben Johnson is looking for a revenge game. I just have this feeling that Ben Johnson is going to do whatever he can to get back at what the Lions did to us in week 2 when they beat us 52-21. I don't think that sat too well with Ben Johnson, and I think he's going to want to try to have his get back game on Sunday afternoon. But that bears the question. But before I get into all, let me salute to y'all in the comments here. What up, Miko? How you doing, man? Appreciate you. We got Z Bears in the building with us. Z Bears, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Appreciate y'all. Look like y'all the only two in the chat. So I guess some other people come in when they come in. Happy New Year to you and Happy New Year to Z Bears. Appreciate both of y'all. Happy New Year. That's right. This is the first day of 2026. I forgot about that. We are in the new year. Which is, again, sad as a Bear fan because 2025 was such a magical year. Hell, it was magical from January up until yesterday when the year ended. But, well, it's 2026 now, and we got to embrace what will be coming for our Chicago Bears in 2026. Maybe even a Super Bowl title, dare I say, a Super Bowl title, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but all things are possible with this Chicago Bears team as we've seen all year long. So, we got the line. Like I said, hold on. Like I said, I'm messing up the sound today. Pressing button for no reason. Like I said, we have the Detroit Lions coming to town here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're not lying. You're not kidding with that, you know. That whole around the time we be doing mock drafts and looking at the college football season as Bear fans, where everybody else will be going to the postseason, but that is not us this year. Thank the Lord. But the Lions are coming to town on Sunday, and the biggest conversation right now, even amongst myself here, is the Bears are pretty much going to be the 2 seed or the 3 seed, right? They could be no lower than 3. But they can, if they beat the Lions, they can have the 2 seed. And whether or not Ben Johnson should play the starters on Sunday, that is the conversation. Now, Ben Johnson has said that they're playing to win. So that leads me to believe, and that should lead you to believe, that any available Bears starter is going to play in this game. Also, like I said earlier, Ben Johnson wants to get back. So that does not surprise me in the least that the Bears starters are going to play on Sunday afternoon. But the question is, should they play? Now, me personally, when I first thinking about this, I'm like, I think we should sit our starters. The Chicago Bears team has been beat up all year long, especially on the defensive side of the ball, where injuries have run amok. Jalen Johnson is still working his way back from injury. TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds are both still working their way back from injury. Kyler Gordon, don't know what's going on with him. He doesn't really count, but hopefully he'll be back for the playoffs. But the team has been banged up all week long. Luther Burden got a thigh contusion last week versus the Niners, right? So now he's on the injury report and things like that. But should the Bears play their starters in a game that doesn't mean much? And originally I was like, no, you should sit them. But then I was listening to the other people and, thinking about how Ben Johnson looked at it. And there's a lot of people out there that are really convinced that the Bears need to get the 2 seed, because if the Bears get the 2 seed, they are guaranteed 2 home playoff games. And I think that that's definitely important because, as I told y'all, nobody wants to come to Chicago in January to play a football game. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Nobody wants to come to Chicago and play a home game. So you're going to get 2 playoff games at minimum if you're the 2 seed. And, that can be pretty important for the Chicago Bears. Now, here's the rub, though, right? If the Bears get the 2 seed and somehow the 1 seed loses, then the Super Bowl literally runs through Chicago because the Bears will be playing all home games leading up into the Super Bowl. I mean, obviously, assuming the Bears are still around after wild card and division weekend. But if the 1 seed were to lose at any point along the way before the NFC Championship game, that means that the NFC Championship game would then be hosted in Chicago. So there's a lot on the line with this 2 seed, and Ben Johnson has said that they want the 2 seed. So, and I think the Bears, I think the Bears are going to win this game. I mean, the Lions are pretty banged up. Before we go too deep into it, let's look at the injury report and see what to talk about today. Z Bears, what do you think? What do you think of what the Packers did signing Diggs? They buried themselves, and they could have waited for him to clear waivers. I made this comment on Twitter, and I know some people won't take it the wrong way, but I don't care. Some of those cheeseheads up there aren't the brightest, okay? Okay. Some of those cheeseheads up there aren't the brightest. So, and when they do something like that, I mean, are you surprised? Are you shocked? I mean, we're talking about the same team who's actually talking about the possibility of firing Matt LaFleur at the end of the year, which is just bonkers to me because Matt LaFleur, even though how much I hate the Packers, Matt LaFleur is one of the best head coaches in the NFL. Any thought of firing him is mind-boggling to me. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? But this is not a Packer live stream, not a Packer channel. But firing Matt LaFleur is just asinine. It is bad business. It is ridiculous. And if they did fire Matt LaFleur, all of us in this channel chat will be laughing our asses off and just be pointing at the Packers and laughing because they're not going to get anybody better than Matt LaFleur if they did fire him. Like, who are you going to hire that better than him? Nobody is out there. Nobody's out there. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, cheeseheads, some of those cheeseheads are not the brightest, but I digress. Miko says, if we lose and get the 3 seed, how many home games will we get? Well, we'll get 1. But that might be all. I don't know. We'll guarantee at least 1 home game, but after that, we'll have to see how the playoffs were to play out there. Miko says, I say play the starters and run it up on the line. I think Ben Johnson is saying the same thing. But let's look at the injury report today and see how the Bears and the Lions both are looking injury-wise, because obviously, again, it goes back to my argument I was trying to make about resting the Bears starters this week and not playing them. But let's see. So we take a look at the injury report. Let me give me a second to pull it up here. We go to share my screen. And every time I share my screen, this live stream gets like really wonky, so I apologize. But we're going to do this anyway. All right. So we're going to bring in the injury report. So if we look at the injury report for the Chicago Bears as of today, New Year's Day, we had 3 DNPs did not participate. We had Jonah Jackson, who caught the illness that seems to be going around. We need to get a hold of this illness, dude. Whatever the hell, the flu, the coronavirus, whatever they call it, I don't know. We need to get a hold of it. Roma Dunze, DNP, of course, he's dealing with the foot. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka dealing with the concussion. He's in concussion protocol, so he did not participate. However, in limited capacity, we had Nick McLeod and Ozzy Trapillo. I didn't even realize that Ozzy sustained an injury, but apparently he's dealing with a knee and a quad, but he was limited. So we'll see how that goes for Ozzy. Hopefully he'll be all right, but it seems like he will be since he was limited both yesterday and today, so he should be okay. Josh Blackwell, Luther Burden III, and Olamide Zaccheaus were all full participants in practice today. Definitely happy to see Luther Burden practicing in full. We know that he had that thigh contusion, I think. It says quad on the injury report. That's quad thigh, same thing. He had a thigh injury at the end of the 49ers game, but it seems like he's a full go, so he's good. But again, the Bears have been banged up all year long. So you look at the injury report, it looked relatively good considering how it's been looking throughout the year. But why put these starters in any more jeopardy when you are on your way to the playoffs? Because if we play the Lions and we play all our starters, right, and let's say Luther gets hurt again, or, DJ or Olamide gets hurt, or God forbid something happens to Caleb Williams, bro. Oh my Lord. If something were to happen to any of our starters before the postseason become Ben Johnson with rest of the day, that is, he's going to get raked over the coals. He's going to get flame broiled, and rightfully so. But it's one of those arguments where it's kind of you're damned if you do, you damned if you don't, because you could play your starters as you normally would, and maybe you make it through maybe you make it through the game okay with no injuries, right? Or you play the game and you maybe get a potential injury or whatever that could affect your playoff chances. I don't know, but I'm kind of torn because I feel like we need to rest up some of these people, but I do understand why Ben Johnson wants to play the starters because you want to keep them sharp and ready for the playoffs. You don't want to give them a week off and different things like that. But here's the other thing that there's another reason why I was thinking about maybe the Bears should sit some of their starters. The Bears have not had a bye week since week 5. The Bears had their early bye week. So the Bears have been playing every Sunday since week 5, which means the Bears have been playing every Sunday for the past 13 weeks, right? 13, yeah. So the past 13 weeks, the Bears have been playing football without a break. So these dudes are beat up. They're tired. Their bodies have been through the ringer for 13 weeks in a row. And now they got to go do extra football in the postseason. I'm like, maybe you want to give them a week off, like a little pseudo bye by not playing them against the Lions just so they can have that time to rest their bodies and whatnot. But again, Ben Johnson wants to go full board. So there will be no bye week for the Bears, even though, again, they have not had a week off since week 5. So I hope it doesn't come back to bite us in the behind, but we shall find out. All right, Miko said, that's my fear that one of our players may get injured from a cheap shot. I don't know if it's going to be a cheap shot. I just think it'll just be a regular football injury. It don't really have to be a cheap shot. Just a regular football injury that could happen if you play one of these starters, and then that greatly affects your playoff opportunity if you have a significant starter that goes down to injury in the final meaningless game. Again, this game does not mean anything except for maybe to get back at the line. But again, in the grand scheme of things, that is irrelevant because the Bears are in the playoffs. And the goal is to go as far as you can go in the playoffs. And playing the starters in this meaningless game against the Lions puts them in potential jeopardy of being banged up going into the playoffs. And that's just something that you don't want to do. Jordan Love cleared concussion protocol this week, but the Packers are not going to play him because, again, they want him for the playoffs. The Eagles, who just won the Super Bowl last year, are not playing their starters in this week. So if you got a Super Bowl winning head coach that's not playing his starters, Matt LaFleur is not playing his quarterback, then I think, people that have been there and done it before, they're kind of telling you that the best approach may be to give your players reps, but Ben Johnson's like, nope, we're going full speed ahead. And, some of that might be the inexperience of Ben Johnson. This isn't his first time being a head coach, even though he has coached in the playoff before as a coordinator, but he's never been a head coach, and he's definitely been some time this year where his inexperience has popped up. And this might be one of those times where he's playing his starters in a meaningless game, and you got other coaches that have been there and done that, like, no, we're resting our starters. I don't know, man. I hope it doesn't come back to bite us because I got to believe, to Miko's point, the Lion players are going to appreciate the Bears starters being out there in a meaningless game trying to run it up on them. So there might be some cheap shots going on out there, potentially. Hopefully not. But football players are prideful, man. They ain't about to let you run out there and run them up like that without taking their shots. I don't know. But yeah, the Bears are going to play their starters in this Lions game, and I hope it doesn't come out to bite us in the ass. Jack Ralston, Bear Down. Jack, how you doing, man? Appreciate you being here, bro. Hopefully you're doing well. Happy New Year to you. Benjamin, Happy New Year, man. Appreciate you being here. What's going on? Appreciate you. For those of y'all who are new here, I do live stream every Thursday evening around 6 p.m. Central. Obviously talking about all things Chicago Bears related. And while we're talking about taking a slight detour from the Chicago Bears related activity, let's look at the Detroit Lions injury report and see how they're doing on their injury front. They got a few injuries of their own, although again the Lions injuries don't really matter because they're going to after this game they're going to Cancun, bro. The Lions are going to Cancun, so their injuries are not as impactful or as important. But we'll take a look at them anyway. And this injury report, this type is kind of small. Well, we'll see what we can do. Let me start doing anything with this. All as hell. Yeah. All right. That's about the best I can do with that. All right. Let me put the Lions injury report on the screen here so we can see what's going on with the Detroit Lions, with the Kitty Cats. All right. So looking at the Kitty Cats injury report here, They had a few no participants today. Let me I can need to read them better. Nobody of something. Although actually, Aleem McNeil was out with a abdomen injury. He did not participate. Penei Sewell was the big one. Penei Sewell, their all-world right tackle, has an ankle injury. He did not practice today, so he might not be able to go for the game on Sunday. We shall see. Tomorrow will be a much better indication. Alex Anzalone is in concussion protocol, but he must have been cleared because he had limited practice today. So we'll see if he plays. Not, I don't know. Then they got Tyler Decker, who was limited, and I think that's the only. Oh, Amon-Ra St. Brown had limited practice today, so he's dealing with a knee ankle, but we'll see what happens with him. He's probably going to play because he's a man, and he doesn't let injury stop him. And Avonte Madison, one of their backup DB, dealing with back in illness, but he was a full go in practice. So yeah, they're banged up as well. But again, who cares? Because they are going to Cancun after the game. But they got some injuries too. I don't know how Dan Campbell's going to handle that, if he's going to play their starters or not. I'm guessing he's going to play their starters because Ben is going to play his starters, and we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, and the Lions, it's their last game of the year because they're not going to the playoffs. So why rush your starters when I mean, you might as well plan because they're on a permanent vacation once that game concludes. But I don't know, man. But there are a few things happening that make it worthwhile for Ben Johnson to play the starter. Number one, as we talked about earlier, you want to get that 2 seed because when you get that 2 seed, you got at least 2 home playoff games. And if the 1 seed loses, then the playoff run through Chicago, which means you could potentially be hosting the NFC Championship game in Chicago. That's cool. The other thing is Caleb Williams is on a quest, and he is dangerously close to finally breaking the franchise curse of not having a 4,000-yard passer. Now, this is a whole conversation that we need to get into right now. So let's get into the conversation. I thought I'd take a quick drink real quick and look at your comments. Let me see if I can pull this up on the thing real quick here. No. Go back to my bookmark. Whoo, where is it? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. All right, here we go. Cool. All right, let's see. Let me go back here. Okay, all right. Cool. Okay, so let's talk about this. Because obviously this is going to be a topic of conversation all the way up to the game end. Caleb Williams is on the doorstep of doing something that has never been done in Chicago Bears history, which is kind of crazy when you think about how long the franchise has been around. But Caleb Williams is on the verge of finally eclipsing 4,000 yards as a quarterback for the Chicago Bears. He currently has 3,730 passing yards, which means he is 270 yards away from being the first Bears quarterback in team history to hit 4,000 yards. The questions and the conversations are, does that number matter? And it was funny because Ben Johnson had like an interesting back and forth with a reporter talking about this milestone, and Ben Johnson was talking about how it's just an arbitrary number. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And the reporter said something dumb like, you might be new here, but it's a big deal here. Sometimes the Chicago media they expose themselves as being ignorant. They're not ignorant. They're idiots. Okay, they're idiots. I don't know if that's a better word, but sometimes Chicago media are just idiots. I don't understand it. You have a coach who is trying to win or trying to prepare a team for the playoffs. I don't think he cares that much about 4,000. Now, he did talk about it at the beginning of the year as being something that Caleb can hit and look forward to and different things like that. But now we have other matters to attend to. We're trying to go deep into the playoffs. I don't think that 4,000 yards is that it matters to Ben Johnson. What matters to Ben Johnson is winning football games. And that is what matters to Caleb Williams. That's what they tell us. So unless they're lying to us, that's what they want us to believe. And that's what they keep telling us, that they want to win games. So while, yes, the media won't shut up about it, it's something that fans can look to talk about how the Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer. Ultimately, as it relates to this particular season, it does not matter. I mean, I think there was a season where Joe Burrow had 5,000 yards and the team didn't even make the playoffs. So it's just a number, man. It doesn't matter. What matters is that the Bears are in the playoffs and they have a chance to go far. But going back to the video that I made at the beginning of the week here, the Bears unfortunately have a fatal flaw in their Super Bowl plan. And that fatal flaw is our defense because it is trash. It is hot garbage. Oh, my Lord. Our defense gave up 42 points to the 49ers. Now, what I will say in defense of our defense, I can't believe I just said that, but in defense of our defense, they don't give up 42 points every game. I think they've only given up 40 points or more 3 times this year. So this is not a regular thing. But our defense is bad because the defense has had the same problem all year long. They cannot pressure the opposing quarterback. And when you can't pressure the opposing quarterback, you are going to only create problems for yourself. And let's be real, y'all. This year in particular, the Bears have been extremely fortunate with the quarterbacks that they have played. They have played a lot of backup quarterbacks this year, from Snoop Huntley to Mason Rudolph. They knocked out Jordan Love, so they got Malik Willis. They got Joe Flacco. Who else did we play out backup? I think that might be all of them. But a lot of backup quarterbacks the Bears have played this year. When you get to the playoffs, there is no more backup quarterback unless the starting quarterback gets knocked out. You are dealing with the creme de la creme, the top level quarterbacks in the playoffs. You got Jalen Hurts, Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, Jordan Love, whoever wins between Tampa Bay and Carolina or whatever. But I mean, Baker Mayfield, maybe. We'll go with Baker Mayfield. He probably won't. They'll probably win. But top level quarterbacks that will pick you apart if you don't pressure them. All of these quarterbacks can hurt you if you don't get pressure on them. So the Chicago Bears' inability to get pressure on these quarterbacks is not a good look. We got to figure this out. And I know sometimes we like to blitz with the corners and different things like that, but we have seen that when the Chicago Bears blitz, they tend to get exposed because if they're playing man-to-man coverage, the Bears corners don't have the athleticism or the speed to keep up with these receivers. So it's not a good look. Again, I don't know what you do about it. You can't really do anything about it this year, but we got to find a way to kind of mask it because we got to get some type of pressure on these quarterbacks if we want to stand a chance. Now, the thing that we do have going for us on defense is that we do lead the league in takeaways. So we can get a turnover or two. But in games where the Bears get one turnover or less, it doesn't normally go good for the defense. So I don't know. But let's see. Go back to the comments here. Z-Bears says, our guys have been playing next man up all season, and I believe we will step up for the cause of Chicago up the Bears. The Bears' depth have been definitely battle tested this year for sure. So that we're definitely good to go, but we don't want to have to go to that depth for the playoffs if we don't have to. We just need to go out and ball and control our destiny. Let's play ball. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna get the 2 seed as well. Because again, Philadelphia's not playing their starters, although they're going to get Marcus Mariota. So I don't know if that maybe means anything. Miko said our D-line needs to work. I mean, at this point, they are what they are. I don't know how much work is going to help them out. If anything, they might need to rest, if anything. Because the problem, Miko, is they begin too work. They begin too much work, bro. They begin too much work, and because they begin too much work, they've been getting worked. So they need to rest, yo. They need to calm down. They need to take a vacation or something, yo. Elbro said the number doesn't matter, referring to the 4,000 yards. No doubt, yo, it does not matter. We are trying to win games, and we're trying to win games. Ooh, Miko with the burn. Ask Dan Marino if passing yards matter. No Super Bowl ring. Oof. Oh, that's spicy, yo. That's spicy as hell. That's spicy. Damn. Just go throw Dan Marino under the bus like that. Oof. Ay. That's right. D-Bears exactly 100 at the end of the day. It's just numbers. Yep. Yeah, it's at a 4,000 yard, it's just a number. It would be cool if he hit it, sure. But it's basically a media thing. I don't even know if fans care that much. It's the thing that the media won't shut up about. The media keeps harping on it each and every year, like it's some glorious holy grail number that actually matters when it doesn't really matter. But the thing that matters is that the Bears are in the playoffs and are going to host a playoff game at Soldier Field in Chicago. That's what matters most, yo. Why you apologizing? Yo, don't apologize. That was funny. I'll enjoy it. Don't apologize to me, man. That was cool. But yeah, the 4,000 yards. If he hits it, cool. If he doesn't, I don't care. The most important thing for me with Caleb this week is to get to the playoffs healthy. We need to make sure that he does not get touched. He don't get sacked. He don't get touched. No pressure, no nothing, okay? I don't care about anything else that happens with Caleb in game as long as he makes it to the playoff healthy and ready to go when that playoff game begins next Sunday. I don't know what time they're gonna play. I don't know if they got the schedule out yet or whatever, but they got they have to I can't talk. They don't have the schedule out yet because they have to determine the seating. So we won't even know the actual schedule until after the weekend's over with. But all I care about is that Caleb makes it to the playoffs healthy. I don't care about 4,000 yards because if he gets 4,000 yards and he gets injured, the seat. Oh my Lord. Oh boy. It will not be a good Monday for Ben Johnson if that happens, yo. Like the 4,000 yards will be irrelevant. If Caleb gets injured, but he gets 4,000, Ben Johnson gonna have a lot of hard questions to answer on Monday morning, yo. It ain't gonna be a good Monday morning, bro. It just won't. It will not, though. It is what it is. D Bear says, I think his chances are good for getting 4,000 as long as he is healthy. It's all that matters. Exactly. Chances are good, no doubt, but his health is more important to me, and it should be to you because we got to get the playoff run underway. All right. What's going on here? Oh wow. Yeah, I think I had everything. Did I do that already? Damn. Okay. I think I had everything I want to talk about today. Oh, that's crazy. If you guys got any questions or comments, feel free to throw them in the chat there. We can chit-chat for a little bit. I'm excited, man. We got a playoff game in a week here at Soldier Field. We are going to be playing a wild card weekend here because since we lost to the Niners, we unfortunately we no longer have a path to the 1 seed anymore. That will either be the Niners or the Seahawks. Whoever wins that game this week will be the 1 seed. So the Bears are out of that conversation, but the 2 seed is within our grasp, and we're probably going to have the 2 seed, which means it will be Bears, Packers in the playoffs. And oh my Lord, like I just, bro, we about to have Bears, Packers part 3. I told y'all this was probably going to be the outcome, and this is what we're looking at. Bears, Packers part 3. Can you imagine the atmosphere at Soldier Field for a Bears, Packers playoff game? Oh my God. Huh. Oh, that will be cinema. That will be literal cinema on TV. I cannot wait. That atmosphere is going to be electric, even more electric than the last time they met at Soldier Field. And it's going to be for the playoffs. And we get a chance to knock the Packers out of the playoffs. Are you kidding me? Sign me up. Sign me up. You know what the funny thing is, right? I joked around earlier about the possibility of the Packers firing Matt LaFleur, but the funny part is I literally made a video a couple of weeks ago that was titled "The Chicago Bears are about to get Matt LaFleur fired." I made that video, so imagine, right? I made that video. If you haven't watched it, go on to the channel. It's on the channel. Go watch the video. I talked about how the Bears are going to get him fired. So can you imagine if we beat them or when we beat them? And then they end up actually firing him. I called it, yo. If he gets fired, just remember who called it. It was your boy Vipe who told you weeks ago that the Chicago Bears would get that man fired. You know, you don't want to laugh at somebody's job being lost, but let's be real. If the Packers fire Matt LaFleur, he'll be unemployed for all of 5 minutes. Okay, let's be serious here. Matt LaFleur is not going to be unemployed for very long. But could you imagine if the Chicago Bears are the reason why Matt LaFleur gets the boot? Oh my God, the bragging rights! Oh man, the bragging rights on social media. We would be insufferable. Oh, we would be all over the Packer fans on Twitter and threads and everything. The bragging that Bear fans will do if they fire Matt LaFleur, and it will be because of the Chicago Bears. Oh, boy. Oh, they would never hear the end of it. The Packer fans would never hear the end of it. It will be glorious. Woo! Oh, man. All right, Jack says, am I the only one here who doesn't want to play the Packers round 1? I'd rather have the 49ers or the Eagles again. You are, well, Eagle maybe, but 49ers absolutely not. I don't want to play the 49ers round 1. Like, bro, did you see what they just did to our defense? They chopped our defense up like they were vegetables. No, I don't want to see the 49ers to get in, especially not round 1. No, don't get it twisted. We get the 49ers back. We get our get back on the 49ers as well. but not week one, yo. Not week one. we gonna wait for the 49ers. The 49ers can see us in the NFC Championship game if they make it that far. If they make it that far, we'll see them in the championship game. But round one, the Packers ass belongs to us. Okay. I mean, you are correct. But that still does not discount what they did to our defense, okay? So I don't think our defense wants to see them again, yo. I don't think not at least not this quickly. Not this quickly. But bouncing the Packers out of the playoffs would just be like, oh my God. It would be like turkey and mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. It would be so good. Benjamin said Packers must be scared of Williams since they went and got Tavon Diggs. They should be terrified, bro. They should be terrified. I mean, at this point, everybody should be terrified of Caleb Williams because as I've been telling y'all for a month now, as long as Caleb Williams is the quarterback, the Chicago Bears are in every game, bro. And Caleb Williams is that dude. He is a dog. He is the franchise. He is the one. He is the Iceman. He is everything that we've ever wanted in a Chicago Bears quarterback and then some. That dude is going to be a problem in the playoffs, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. All right, Benjamin also says Packers are in a bad state with all that money they are handing out to those injury-prone players and giving up 2 first-round picks. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing. You go fire Matt LaFleur and then bring in a coach that you're not even giving him you're not even giving him decent draft capital. You're going to bring in a coach and he's going to be down 2 first-round picks because of that move that you made for Michael Parsons? Like, bro, what? Like I said, again, I don't want to make this a Packer show, but firing Matt LaFleur would be dumb as hell, but I would applaud him. I'm like, yeah, fire him. Get him out of here. It'd be dumb as hell, but I would just applaud the Packers for it. I would applaud them for real. All right, so let's talk about the playoffs and who is in the NFC, right? And who actually scares you in the NFC, right? So in the NFC playoffs, you got the Seahawks, the Seattle Seahawks, who will probably have the 1 seed, or the 49ers, but the Seattle Seahawks. You got the 49ers, the Eagles, the Packers, and either the Buccaneers or the Panthers, whoever win that game. Probably the Buccaneers, I'd imagine, are going to win that game. Does any one of those teams actually scare you all as a Bear fan? Because none of these teams scare me as a Bear fan. Oh, I forgot the Rams. My bad. I forgot the Rams. But does any of these teams scare you all as a Chicago Bears fan? Because none of them scare me. I'm sorry. I am not scared of the Packers. I am not scared of the Rams, the Eagles, the Buccaneers, the Panthers, the 49ers, the Seahawks. I'm not scared of any of them. Because you know what? It goes back to what I just said. None of them have Caleb Williams at quarterback. None of them. So, because none of them have Caleb Williams at quarterback, none of them scare me. Because with Caleb Williams at quarterback, we have a chance to get anybody and everybody. That includes anybody out of the AFC as well. But obviously, we would have to make it to the Super Bowl for that to matter. But specifically for the NFC, nobody in the conference scares me at all. Hell, we done beaten all these teams at one point or another, except for the 49ers. We beat the Eagles. We beat the Rams last year. It was in 2024, but we beat the Rams last year, yo. We beat the Rams last year. Seahawks, we haven't faced recently, but Sam Darnold does not scare me at all. Sam Darnold is an accident waiting to happen, okay? I am not worried about Sam Darnold at all. Exactly. He is not scary at all. It's Sam Darnold. He is an accident waiting to happen. As Stephen A. Smith would say, Sam Darnold is an accident waiting to happen. I'm not scared of him at all. Jalen Hurts doesn't impress me at all. I'm sorry. He's a decent quarterback, but we saw what the Bears did to them on Black Friday. We're not scared. Brock Purdy, I mean, him and Kyle Shanahan are a problem. Like, I can't take anything away from them. Those two are a problem, but we'll worry about that problem for another day. Jordan Love is probably the most overrated quarterback in the league. I told you all year that I don't trust Jordan Love. They paid that man $55 million to be average at best. He's average. I am not scared of Jordan Love at all. At all. And he's going to be coming off a concussion, and apparently he's not playing this week, so he's going to be rusty. Not scared at all. Who else does that? Matthew Stafford? That's a problem. That's the MVP. He will win MVP of the league. That's a problem. He's a problem, but I'll worry about that problem again. We already beat them last year, so he's a problem, but he can be beaten. Who else is out there? Who else is out there? Oh, Baker Mayfield or Bryce Young. I mean, come on now. And somehow Bryce Young gets to the playoffs. Are we really scared of Bryce Young? No. Not at all. Baker Mayfield is okay, but again, he doesn't scare me. He's all right. He doesn't scare me at all. Who's left? I went through Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Jordan. Oh, that's it. I think I went through all of them. But yeah, none of them are Caleb Williams. I'm sorry. Caleb Williams is the problem for everybody. I don't care who the opponent is. Caleb Williams is going to be a problem. And he's the problem that's wearing a Bears uniform. It is a beautiful thing, yo. It is a beautiful thing. So nobody in the NFC scares me at all. We have a chance to get anybody, especially if they have to come to Chicago in January. Oh, my Lord. I don't know if people understand just how much of an advantage that is if these teams have to come to Chicago in January. It is, oh, boy, it is not going to be nice. The only team that can actually probably come to Chicago and give us a game, I would say maybe Philadelphia. Maybe Philadelphia because they're playing the cold weather. But other than that, these other teams, not concerned. Oh, and the Packers, but we already beaten them, so who cares about the Packers? But the Packers and the Eagles are the only two teams that I worry about, that I even have a remote concern about as far as playing in Chicago. The rest of these teams ain't ready for Chicago. They're not ready, bro. They're not ready. But fam, we're on the cup of history here. Also, DeAndre Swift went over 1,000 yards. Kyle Monangai is not too far away. I don't think he's not gonna hit it, obviously, but Kyle Monangai, for a rookie, is on the doorstep of 1,000 yards rushing this year. Let me see if I can look up his statistics here real quick, and get you some Kyle Monangai numbers here. So we look at Kyle Monangai. And we roll here to the ESPN website here and take a look at our boy Kyle Monangai. Kyle Monangai had 769 yards on the ground. So let me take out a calculator, break this down real quick, because it's been a long time since I had to do actual math. So we got 1,000 minus 769. That means that he had 231 yards away from hitting 1,000 yards. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I think he's only going over 100 yards this season. What, 2 or 3 times, 3 or 4 times, maybe? I don't know, but yeah. But the fact that for the first half of the year they barely used him, and he still did close to 1,000 yards. This dude is going to be special, man. Like, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a problem in the league. Kyle Monangai is a beast. I remember myself. I'm out myself included. I mean, I was happy when we got him, but I thought we needed to get a running back higher in the draft. I was definitely on the table pounding for a running back earlier in the draft, but we got Kyle Monangai. I'm like, all right, he's decent, but I wish we would have got somebody else. But boy, Kyle Monangai improved me and a lot of other people wrong. That dude is coming here, ran, like, we talk about Ashton Jeanty and the possibility of the Bears getting Ashton Jeanty, but Kyle Monangai is what probably he's like Ashton Jeanty light. He basically what we would have got with Ashton Jeanty, but we got him in the 7th round. Like, it's crazy how good he is. So shout out to Kyle Monangai for being one of the best rookie running backs out there, just crushing it and almost getting close to 1,000 yards in his rookie year, which is wild. But he's right there on the doorstep. Luther Burden and Colston Loveland also have an amazing rookie years. I think they both have over 600 yards receiving, which is kind of crazy for a rookie, but they're doing well. I would be remiss if I did not mention Ozzie Trapillo and the job that he has done since coming in at left tackle this year. Like, you rarely hear his name, which is kind of crazy because from where he came from in training camp to where he's at now, and now he's playing left tackle, and you rarely hear his name on the broadcast. That is such a leap of player development from the coaching staff, and then Ozzie putting in the work to get to this point. Shout out to Ozzie Trapillo for putting in the work, my guy, because left tackle is the most important spot on the offensive line, and he is holding it down. So I got to give him props, man. I got to give him props, bro. Hey, Jack, I appreciate you, bro. We're going to wrap it up here pretty quickly anyway, but I appreciate you. Happy New Year, bro. Take care. But Ozzie Trapillo, man, Ozzie Trapillo, kudos, bro. Kudos to you. Even Luke Newman, the couple times he had to come in this year to provide depth for an injury, Luke Newman did a solid job. Like, the coaching staff has really developed these rookies pretty damn well. So shout out to Ben and Declan and Antoine Randall, Dennis Allen, Al Harris, All of them doing their thing, developing these players. Like, this has been a solid job by the coaching staff this year for sure. But I think on that note, we're gonna wrap it up. We have Benjamin saying I was hoping to see Zoc Frazier and Shamar Turner this year. Maybe they wouldn't have been game changers, but it seems like all the new talent we have will have been showing up. Yeah, they've been getting coached up, and it will be definitely interesting to see Shamar Turner and how he does next year. And hopefully, Zoc Frazier will be on the field next year. I don't know what kept him out this year. Kind of crazy when you draft the rookie at 5th round and he does not play for the entire year. That's nuts. But hopefully he'll be back next year and we can see what happens with that. But appreciate y'all pulling up for the time that we've been here tonight. Happy New Year to all of you all. Enjoy the weekend and get ready for these playoffs, man, because these playoffs are going to be crazy AF. Get ready for the playoffs. And as always, bear down.